This is the hidden $20,000 trap, the moment when progress feels like success, but one wrong decision quietly resets everything you worked for. Picture this. You grind for 3 years, no flex, no upgrades, no treat-yourself spending, and one day you check your account and see it, $20,000 saved. You feel different, not rich, but safe. Then 6 months later, you're staring at $3,200 like it's a glitch, and you're not confused because you spent money. You're confused because you don't remember making a single decision big enough to delete $16,000. That's the trap. Because the hardest part isn't getting to $20,000. The hardest part is the 2 weeks after you get there, when your brain starts negotiating. Not loudly, quietly. It whispers, "You did it. You proved you can save. Now you can relax. You're finally allowed to upgrade. You're not broke anymore. Stop living like you are." And that whisper is the most expensive voice you will ever hear, because it doesn't destroy you in one purchase. It destroys you through a series of reasonable decisions that feel harmless and become permanent. Today we're talking about the most dangerous moment in your financial life. The moment right after your first real savings milestone. Because from $20,000, there are basically 2 paths. Path 1. You turn it into something that changes your life. Path 2. You use it to look like your life has changed, while staying broke. And the difference comes down to what you do next. The psychology that wrecks people. Here your brain is built for survival, not wealth. Found at once. Certainty, comfort, immediate reward, social approval. The market gives you uncertainty, volatility, delayed reward, zero validation. That mismatch is why so many disciplined savers suddenly implode right here. Not because they're dumb, because they're fighting the oldest wiring in the human body. So let's build a plan that wins against your psychology. First question. Do you have high interest debt? Credit cards, personal loans, anything above roughly 7%. Here's the rule. If you're paying 18% interest, you're not investing, you're donating. Because investing while carrying high-interest debt is like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. People love to argue this. They'll say, but the market average is 10%. Cool. If your card is 22%, you're paying a guaranteed 22% to maybe earn 10%. That's not strategy. That's volunteering to lose. If you have debt above that range, you don't build wealth. You stop the leak first, because you can't compound while you're bleeding. After debt, most people do the next dumb thing. They invest everything. And then life happens. Your car breaks, your phone dies, you get sick, your job gets weird, rent jumps, family emergency. If your money is all invested, suddenly you're forced to choose between 3 bad options. 1. Sell investments at the wrong time. 2. Put it on a credit card. 3. Panic and delay the problem. That's how people go from "I'm building wealth" to "I'm drowning" in 1 month. So you need an emergency fund. Not because it makes you rich, because it keeps you from becoming stupid when you're stressed. Stable single income. 3 months essentials. Family, mortgage, freelance, unstable income, 6 months. This is insurance. It buys you calm. Okay? And calm is what lets you stay invested when the market drops and everyone else loses their mind. Put it somewhere boring and safe. A high-yield savings account, not crypto, not stocks, not "I'll just keep it in checking." Boring, protected, accessible. Now you've done what 80% of people never do. You killed the leak. You built the safety net. Now you invest. And here's where people sabotage themselves again. They hit Google and type, "What stock will explode this year?" Stop. That question is the financial version of, "How do I get 6-pack abs by Friday?" It's not serious. If you want long-term wealth, you don't need a genius pick. You need a system. So here's the system. Use a broad index fund. Own a piece of hundreds of companies. Keep fees low. Invest consistently. Do it for decades. That's it. It's so boring it feels like it shouldn't work. And that's exactly why it works. Because most people can't stay boring. Why $20,000 is a fork in the road. At $2,000 saved, you don't feel powerful. At $20,000 saved, you do. And power triggers something dangerous. You start thinking, "I can handle a little upgrade." This is where lifestyle inflation shows up wearing a suit and pretending to be responsible. It doesn't say ruin your life. It says, you should live somewhere nicer. You should drive something respectable. You should take a real vacation. You should finally feel successful. And every one of those might be fine, unless it resets your savings back to zero, because then you didn't upgrade your life. You upgraded your image, and your future paid for it. Yet the most expensive small monthly payment. Let me show you the sneakiest wealth killer, a monthly payment you can technically afford. $250 more in rent, $300 more for a car, $80 in extra subscriptions, $150 in random lifestyle upgrades. It feels small, but monthly decisions compound too. And the worst part? Those upgrades stop feeling exciting fast. 3 months later, your brain adapts and starts wanting the next upgrade. Meanwhile, the payment stays. This is how people earn more every year and still feel broke. They're running on a treadmill that speeds up every time they get stronger. Here's the move that saves people. When you hit a milestone, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, you do nothing for 2 weeks. No purchases, no upgrades, no celebration spending. You let the dopamine drop, because most financial self-destruction happens while you're emotionally high. 2 weeks gives your brain time to come back to reality. Then you follow a plan, calmly. Not emotionally, not socially, not impulsively. Most people aren't broke because they never make money. They're broke because every time they make progress, they celebrate by resetting themselves. They hit a milestone and buy proof of success, instead of buying freedom. So here's the real test of $20,000. Can you stay boring? Can you drive the paid-off car while others finance attention? Can you invest when the market is down and everyone is panicking? Can you ignore shiny opportunities and just follow the plan? Because the people who build wealth aren't smarter. They're just harder to distract. Be boring. Get rich quietly, and let time do what it has always done. Reward patient people while everyone else pays for dopamine.